Hello everyone. Probably all of us know such a company as Google, which has a subsidiary for the development of artificial intelligence, Deepmind. Google Deepmind has long been developing and implementing AI in many industries, one of which is medicine and the development of new drugs. For such purposes, Deepmind has a division called Isomorphic Labs, which currently uses a program that is also based on Deepmind, AlphaFold. AlphaFold is useful because it allows scientists to accurately predict the structures of many proteins in the human body. But how does it help us, you might ask? That's what this video is about. It's been almost 5 years since Deepmind, one of Google's most prolific AI-focused research labs, introduced AlphaFold, which we recently wrote about. However, development has continued, and in December 2020, an updated and more functional version of AlphaFold, AlphaFold 2, was introduced to the world. However, it is important to mention that the development continues in our time, because predicting the structure of the protein will be a turning point in the development of our history. And then recently came the news that Deepmind has announced that the latest version of AlphaFold, the successor to AlphaFold 2, can generate predictions for almost every molecule in the protein databank, the world's largest open-access database of biological molecules. According to a post on the Deepmind blog, Isomorphic Labs, Deepmind's drug development subsidiary, is already applying the new AlphaFold model, which it co-authored, to therapeutic drug development, helping to characterize different types of molecular structures important for treating various diseases. Before we get to the main part of the video, it is important to understand the role of proteins in fighting disease. Proteins, in addition to basic functions such as growth or development of the body, perform various protective functions such as detoxification or destruction of harmful microorganisms that can cause both a cold and a serious condition of the body such as coma or something worse. We all know how important immunity is, so it is proteins that provide and maintain it at a certain level. When pathogens, viruses, or bacteria enter the body, specialized organs begin to produce special proteins, antibodies, which bind and neutralize the pathogens by binding human antibodies to the antigens of the pathogen. The peculiarity of the immune system is that it can fight almost any type of pathogen with the help of antibodies. But this is not always possible. Protective proteins of the immune system include interferons. These proteins are produced by cells infected with viruses. Their effects on neighboring cells provide antiviral resistance by blocking viral replication or the assembly of viral particles in target cells. In addition, the proteins can disrupt and destroy the cell wall of bacteria. I have already mentioned detoxification, which is also provided by proteins. To get the point, imagine that you have been poisoned by a poison, which is also made up of proteins, and you are taken to the emergency room. But it is not always possible to save a person, because sometimes his proteins cannot perform the function of detoxifying the poison, because they are not competent enough in relation to certain proteins that are in the unfortunate poison. I hope you have understood the basis on which the rest of the video will be based. After all, it is only by understanding this that you will be able to fully understand why AlphaFold AI could be the solution to possibly save your life as well. So I would encourage you to watch this video to the end to stay up to date on all the latest developments. Now that we've figured out what proteins are needed for, we can talk in more detail about AlphaFold AI itself. The new AlphaFold's capabilities go beyond protein prediction. Deepmind claims that the model can also accurately predict the structures of ligands, molecules that bind to receptor proteins and cause changes in the way cells interact. In short, this includes nucleic acids, which are made up of proteins. One such nucleic acid is our DNA. So you understand the scale of events that in the near future it will be possible to embed into our DNA without negative consequences. Because the AI that is built into AlphaFold will be able to predict everything so that each piece, conditionally speaking, fits perfectly with the other. But we will talk about that very soon. Deepmind also notes that predicting protein ligand structures could be a useful tool in drug discovery, as it could help scientists identify and design new molecules that could become drugs. However, one of the main challenges is that we currently need to know all the little details, such as the reference structure of a protein or its putative position. But with the latest version of AlphaFold, that need is no longer necessary, as the model can predict proteins that have not yet been structurally characterized, while also simulating how proteins and nucleic acids interact with other molecules. The dramatic leap in our model's performance shows the potential for AI to significantly expand scientific understanding of the molecular machines that make up the human body, Deepmind said. And now let's get to the most interesting part of this video, because everything before is just an introduction for a full immersion into the topic. I think every one of you has heard at least once about such a terrible disease as cancer. And this is how cancer is. And right now, AlphaFold AI is helping us to develop drugs to treat liver cancer, a disease that affects quite a large number of people on our planet. AlphaFold has been successfully applied to a comprehensive artificial intelligence-based drug discovery platform called PharmaDAI, including the Panda Omics biocomputing engine and the Chemistry 42 generative chemistry engine. The researchers discovered a new target for HCC, a previously undiscovered treatment pathway, and developed a new hit molecule, a molecule that can bind to this target without the aid of an experimentally defined structure. This was achieved in just 30 days from target selection and after the synthesis of only 7 compounds. In the second step of creating compounds using artificial intelligence, the researchers discovered an even more potent molecule. While the world has been fascinated by the advances of generative AI in art and language, our generative AI algorithms were able to design powerful target inhibitors with a structure derived from AlphaFold, said Alex Javaronkov, founder and CEO of In Silico Medicine. AlphaFold has opened new scientific horizons in predicting the structure of all proteins in the human body, said Feng Ren, co-author, chief scientific officer, and co-CEO of In Silico Medicine. At In Silico Medicine, we saw this as an incredible opportunity to apply these structures to our comprehensive artificial intelligence platform to create new therapies for diseases with high unmet needs. This paper is an important first step in that direction. Without AI, scientists must rely on traditional chemical trial and error methods, which are slow, expensive, and limit the scope of their research. As COVID-19 has shown, early development of new drugs or new formulations of existing drugs is needed and increasingly expected by the public. Artificial intelligence has the potential to achieve this speed through material transformation and molecular discovery, as it has done in virtually every branch of science and technology over the past decade. In addition to treating such terrible diseases as cancer, AlphaFold AI can help us deal with various viral or bacterial diseases. Let's even remember the situation with COVID-19, a vaccine that was developed for a very long time and therefore failed to save many lives. And here, on a similar principle as we used in the fight against cancer, we can very quickly find the necessary key that will be able to crack the system of a new potentially deadly bacteria or virus in a very short period of time, thus possibly saving your life. However, AlphaFold's capabilities are not limited to this, for as I said earlier, this AI will be able to embed itself into the human genome and modify it without consequences. Thus, you and I will be able to witness a new era in the development of our civilization. After all, what can we do with the ability to change a few lines of our DNA? In fact, everything, except the fact that we will be able to become invulnerable, at least to such a terrible and most popular disease these days as HIV, and we will be able to improve ourselves a little. A huge number of genetic diseases or small defects prevent people from enjoying all the joys of life. But here too, AlphaFold can help us because the technology for diagnosing such disorders will become much better and our AI will be able to optimize them. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned a lot of new information for you because it covers not only the topic of AI but also the most important thing we have, health. I wish you all the best and it's time to say goodbye.